What an honor to be here, and what an opportunity to say thank you to each of you for your dedication to casa. I would also like to give Debbie Gabriel and Catherine Ricard a big thank you for being my casa coordinators. Who have been with me on this journey from the very beginning. My name is Heidi, and I've been Lee's Casa volunteer for the past 7 years. Now let me introduce you to Lee. The young man standing next to me. I can't tell you how many times I've said how lucky I was to be chosen as his casa, and how special it is that we've been a part of each other's life for so long. We've shared a heartwarming journey with many fun-filled adventures during our time together, but there have also been many stops along the way. Since I've been with him, Lee has been in 30 different placements. I think a slide is coming on. That shows you where he's been, all over the Denver metro area and all over the state of Colorado. In almost all of these placements, his peers were also abused and traumatized, and Lee only experienced school in the most highly restrictive of settings. Just when we hoped he'd be settled, he would be moved again. Now I'm going to ask you to imagine what it would be like to move that many times in 7 years. Uprooted every 3 or 4 months, you would enter a new group home, foster home or facility, leave the friends you've made and your school behind, and lose many of your belongings. You start all over with new people, rules, wondering if you'd be safe, and knowing it might be months until you begin school. When we talk about this, one of Lee's most thought-provoking quotes comes to mind. How am I supposed to know what normal is if I'm never around normal kids? But then he says, I wouldn't change anything because those experiences have made me who I am today. And who is Lee today? I remember the first time we met. He was just a little guy. Right? I was taken by his easy smile and laughter, his friendly personality, beautiful manners, and how conversational he was. Conversations that opened the door to trust, vulnerability, hope, and the validation that comes with knowing his life mattered to others. The Lee I knew was at definite odds with how often he got into trouble, which could sometimes be daily in the years to come. Many times he would say, what is one more incident report when I've already been written up 10 other times a day? Lee is still that same sweet, engaging, and outgoing person I've always known, but now he is in the most stable position he's ever been in. But with one important difference. Lee has not had one incident report or been in any kind of trouble for the last 9 months. In addition to no incident reports in the last 9 months, Lee has also been living in the same period post-home. He's back in school to earn his high school diploma and has been working at Village Inn as a busser and dishwasher. Whenever we visit his workplace, our lunch is interrupted over and over with a staff member coming to our table and saying, we love Lee, he is so helpful and we can always count on him. Here's a young man who has worked hard to turn his life around and is stepping into a promising future with his expectations. He shares his story with courage and honesty and shows us that our past does not need to define us or our struggles break us. He reminds us of the importance of second chances, speaking the truth, and knowing our greatest gift is when we connect to others. Please give Lee a big welcome, and as he tells his story, it will bring light to the difference he has made in my life, and that we can all make in each other's. This is what casa is all about.
They have helped me through my struggles when all of my hope had been lost. I could not have overcome them myself, and I wanted everyone to know how much it means to me to have casa in my life. I would like to tell you a little bit about my first 11 years. I was born to a mother who was a drug addict, lived on the streets, and I have no idea who my father is. At 3, I started moving from place to place until I got adopted to an extremely abusive father. I was eventually taken away from him, and then I was on the move again. By the time I was 11 and about to be sent to Colorado by social services, I had been all over 3 states and in 40 or more different placements. By now I was beyond angry, had antisocial issues, and had no one in my life I could trust. My first placement was in Colorado, or my first placement in Colorado was in a group home where I was not taken care of or treated with respect. Their way of handling my problems was to take everything away from me, but by now I had already lost everything important, so what did it matter that I was only left with one blanket? I was next moved to foster homes, group homes, and facilities, one after the other. By now I was so angry that it would take 6 adults to get me under control and hold me down to the floor. Since my move to Colorado when I was 11, I had one person with me the entire time, and that is Heidi. She supported me through all of my moves and troubles and helped me land on my feet, which she always believed I would do. Let me tell you our casa story with the pictures behind me, all from a photo book that Heidi has kept for me since the first day we met.
So what he's going to do next is he's going to show some photos from the very beginning, from the first time we met. And what these show is, I wanted him to see a different side of life than he had in his placements. So we got out into the community and met law enforcement people, went to the fire station, connected with all the caring people in his community, and so that's what these photos are going to cover. He's going to talk a little bit about each one.
This is the first day I met my casa Heidi. We always had lots of fun together and would go on outings all over the place. Also, I would call her or see her every time I had problems, which was almost every day. She would always listen to me, make me feel comfortable, and help me stay calm. I could count on her and trust her, which was a feeling I had never had before. We did lots of neighborhood field trips together, and this one was one of my favorites. I got to dress up like a fireman, slide down the pole, and pretend I was driving the fire truck.
He was 11.
Here's Debbie at casa. She remembered every one of my birthdays, always made me laugh, and gave me a big hug whenever I went on my favorite outing, which was to the casa office to see her. I will always be so thankful to her for introducing me to Heidi and for being there for both of us. When I was 12 and living at a group home, Heidi took me to a casa event in Evergreen. I caught the first fish, which was a rainbow trout, and began to feel how great it was to just be around big groups of people who just wanted to have a good time. I love animals, and Heidi introduced me to her vet, who was also a casa. She let me assist in surgery, and I loved doing something that felt so important. While I was helping her, she told me that I was kind and patient, and we made a great team. For me, this is one of those days I will never forget. Because I loved helping out at the vet's office, Heidi and I decided to collect donations to the Foothills Animal Shelter. which we had visited many times. We went all over her neighborhood, and I collected $800 worth of dog food, toys, and bedding. Everyone was so generous and always said yes when I asked for their help. Doing that donation drive was so much fun, I decided I wanted to do another one. This time it was for the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office Volunteers Deputy Hutch program that they give to comfort abused children in a crisis. Here I am donating this $600 I collected and about to go on a ride in a patrol car. In the front this time. But most important, I was giving back to the children who once felt like I did. All of these experiences were such a different feeling for me than being in my group home, which always felt more like a war zone than a caring place to live. Another great casa outing was at a farm in Evergreen that had baby goats and horses in a big lake. It was windy and the canoe was tippy. Heidi was counting on me that she wouldn't end up in the lake. I made sure my oars would get her to safely to the shore, and that's how you build trust. Because I love the mountains, we are celebrating my 14th birthday at the Old Mine in Central City, where I got to pan for gold and go through the underground mining tunnels. On trips like this and around town, Heidi would count on my sense of directions to get us where we're going. Sometimes I would try to go the wrong way so that I would stay out longer and I wouldn't have to go back to the group home. Whenever we were together, I felt calm and safe, which was a different feeling from the ones I knew at my placements. Not too much later, we went out to lunch and there was a policeman sitting in the parking lot with his motorcycle. He was so friendly and invited me to join a summer youth program. But before I could do that, I moved again. I'm working with Heidi on my resume, interviewing skills, and how to fill out a job application. I have wanted to work since I've been 11, but now I'm 16 and I finally can. The next day, I got the job and applied for Dairy Queen. Here we are celebrating. My confidence was really building. Here I am in a facility in Colorado Springs. Both Heidi and Catherine came to visit me, and that meant a lot to me because I had no one who cared about me there. I'm back to Denver again and felt lost without a bike because it was stolen in Colorado Springs. Heidi helped me get a bike from the Golden Optimist Club. I love this bike and it gives me the freedom to ride to work every day. This was my lucky day. Heidi and I went to Village Inn for lunch and an encouraging waitress asked me to apply for their job. We completed the paperwork right away, and after an interview, I was hired the next day. I love working there and feel like I have found my second family with a lot of great people I work with. In this photo, I had just come from speaking before a large group of casas. I spoke from my heart, and I love meeting such dedicated casas, dedicated people, and hearing their stories. Stories that told their strength and their commitment, and the difference casa makes to all of the children they serve. And this is what casa has always stood for to me. Hope for a better and stronger life, which is what I have my arms around in this photo line. I want to thank you for listening to my story, and most importantly, I want to thank casa for the difference you have made in my life. You have helped me turn my story into one that is built with hope and trust. I no longer feel like that hopeless, abandoned, and discombobulated 11-year-old, but instead I am confident, feel valued, and a happy 18-year-old. After so many interruptions in my life, I now enjoy being back in school and am close to earning my high school diploma. I also live in a stable, safe, and caring, close to home, and have a steady job. Eventually, the goal is to work in security and help keep people safe. Thank you to Casa for all you do. It means the world to me, and will to any other child who began life like I did. And an extra special thank you to Heidi.